This is my life. This is my passion. This is Ike's Outdoors. Hey guys, Ike here from IkesOutdoors.com. Today I'm here to do a review on the new 2013 Strother Wrath SHO. That's quite a little mouthful there. But SHO stands for Super High Output. This is a cool little bow, and it's been redesigned for 2013. You can see the riser design is pretty new, pretty cool looking. It's got a wider stance on the limb pockets, a little bit wider there. It gets back more toward the center of the limbs to give it a good pivot there. Has the Badger 2 cam on it, and one of the cool things about this cam is you'll notice we've got a draw stop here, got a draw stop here. Has the same on both top and bottom. This draw stop comes around, hits your limb. This draw stop comes around and hits your cable. I've got mine set up where they both hit at pretty much the same time, and it gives it an amazing feel at full draw. We've also got our speed knocks on here, and I'm not sure what kind of strings they're using, but these are excellent strings. I've seen absolutely zero stretch out of these strings. Available in a couple different patterns. This is the Deception, and it looks really nice. It looks really cool. Has a two-piece wooden grip on it, which is really nice. Sits in your hand really good. Pretty nice shape to it, and just really good feel. Really comfortable at full draw. Specs on this bow, the axle to axle on this is 30 and 3/16, so it's a really short, nice, compact hunting bow that you can really wheel around in your tree stand. IBO rating on this is 335, so pretty good IBO rating, and a pretty good IBO rating for a bow with a 7 3/8 brace sight. So brace sight like that and an IBO rating that high, that's pretty nice to have that forgiveness of the 7 3/8 brace sight and still be able to get nice speed, which is what the Struthers I've had in the past have been able to accomplish that. Draw weights available in peak weights of 50, 60, 70, and 80. Mass weight on this is 4 pounds, and let off is 80%. Like I said, it's got the Badger 2 cam on it, which is a really nice, looks like a binary cam. And it's also got the new limb pockets on here, and these are called the ZT Lock and Cradle limb system. And this is a real nice limb system. Supports your limbs really well, contains them really nice. To a lot of the problem with some limb pockets out there is when you got split limbs, it lets them go like that and lets your limbs rotate a little bit. This locks them down really nice and keeps them from doing that. So we've got a really nice limb system, or really nice support for our limbs on here, and it looks cool too. I really like the way that looks, and makes it look nice. They've really done some good engineering, good machining on this thing here, you know, and really made it look nice. It's got the Super Glide system on it, which is right here. I like this system because there's no moving parts to this system, so it's really nice. It reduces friction, not hard to deal with. You can see the string just slides right there in the channels of this system, which I'm assuming it's some kind of Teflon because they slide really nice. No problems as far as that goes. You can see there's no wear on these strings. They slide through there and does a really good job of not putting torque on the bow. So really good cable system on there. I really like that. Like I said, it's got a string stop on it, pretty much standard on most bows. And overall, the bow just looks really nice. So we're going to get out here real quick, and we're going to do some shooting with this bow. We're going to do some speed tests with this bow and see if it'll hit the advertised IBO. So we'll do that real quick. Now, bear in mind, this is a module-based cam system, and the only module that I have for it is a 27.5-inch module. So we'll be testing it out at 27.5 and 70 pounds and a 360 grain arrow. So we should be able to get right at 285 with that set up like that. So we'll set it out here. We'll go out here and we'll hook the chrono up and do some shooting with this bow and see what we can do with it. Wrath SHO, set at 70 pounds, 27.5-inch draw, and about a 360 grain arrow. fling a few arrows here out of the Wrath. I just got this set up with an Apex sight and Apache rest on it. Peak sight loop, that's about it. I got it set at about 60 pounds now. First thing you'll notice on this is the grip. It's got a kind of a square back to it rather than round, but it sits in your hand really nice, and the shape of it really fits in there good. Good comfortable grip. I'm not having to do a lot of adjustment. Back wall on this bow is probably the most solid, best feeling back wall I've ever shot on a bow. The one thing you're not going to creep with it very much, but you can play with those draw stops a little bit and probably be able to take a little bit of that out of there. I got the limb stop set up to where the limb and the cable stops are both setting, or both hitting at the same time, pretty close. You can probably do a little bit of tuning with that limb stop and change the way this thing feels. So you can hear there the bow is super quiet. On the shot, I've got no dampeners on it or anything like that. There's absolutely nothing on this bow that even comes factory as far as dampeners, because it doesn't really need it. Bow is really flinging an arrow too. Draw cycle's nice, got her down to about 60 pounds, which is what I normally shoot. It's actually on about 63. Draw cycle builds up. It's got a pretty good curve to it. The draw cycle builds up to that peak and kind of holds your peak weight for a little bit longer than some other bows. And then when it drops off and rolls in, it rolls out into the valley nice. No hump into it at all. You can see the draw cycle go nice and slow. Kind of hits the peak there, and then it's starting to let off there, and it rolls in. It's really hard to feel because of the smoothness of it. Valley's good. It's kind of a short valley, but it's pretty good. Like I said, it really rolls over nice. It's a good steady build up and doesn't have any hump into it at all. Accuracy, 7 3/8 brace height, so it's definitely forgiving. Nice speeds with it, about 60 pounds. I was hitting 271. When I set it up to IBO, I was hitting 291, 292, which actually will exceed the IBO, considering I was using an arrow that was 10 grains heavier and had a peak and a loop on this thing. So it's going to hit that 335 and actually probably exceed it. And that's straight out of the box with no tuning whatsoever. Bow's actually, I mean, just a pleasure to shoot. It was easy to set up, easy to tune. Didn't have any issues trying to tune this thing. I do have to, like most of these bows these days, the strings are pretty close to the center, so I have to set my vanes to where I'm going to get my clearance, but that's not hard, no problem at all once I got them set. Good draw cycle. I just really like the draw cycle of this thing. I'll let that down and draw it again. Just a really good draw cycle. It's just really continuous and really feels good. And like I said, probably the best back wall of any bow that I've felt. And speeds that we're getting out of this thing for 7 3/8 brace height, very impressive. Alright, this is the Wrath 2013 Wrath SHO super high output. Very impressed with this bow overall. IBO speeds, when we set it up, I was a little bit heavy on the IBO, on the arrow, 10 grains heavy, and I've got about 20 grains of weight on this string. So it actually is probably going to exceed the IBO speed rating of 335. And that's something that hardly ever happens with the bow that I test out. And that's straight out of the box. I didn't do anything other than walk back tune and broadhead tune this bow to get it shooting like I would any bow that I hunt with or test or shoot anytime, shoot for anything. So you know, actually is going to exceed that IBO rating. And with a little bit of tuning, you probably really be able to get over the top on that IBO rating. As for the fit and finish on this bow looks amazing. It's got really nice machining on it, from your cutouts here to your limb pockets. Got Wrath SHO on the front here, Wrath SHO on the side. Good looking limbs, good looking stickers on there, and graphics on there. And overall, the bow is really nice as far as finish goes. No flaws in this deception, looks really good. Absolutely no chipping or anything like that from the shooting that I've done with it. Grip's nice looking, got a 2-piece wooden grip on there, and it really feels comfortable in your hand. So overall, I'm very impressed. You have to forgive me. I've got a cold and I can't breathe out of my nose. But overall, I'm very impressed with this bow. The draw cycle on it's great. It's got a really nice draw cycle, really smooth, no big hump into it, and the back wall, I've probably said several times now, is probably the best back wall that I've felt on a bow. Just, I mean, absolutely feels great. And accuracy, 7 3/8 brace height. I mean, I'm stacking arrows with this bow, even though it's got the smaller axle to axle. It's going to be a great little hunting bow, and the speeds that it's putting out and the forgiveness that you're getting out of this bow, man, it's hard to beat. I mean, it is really tough to get a 7 3/8 brace height bow shooting at 335 to 340 feet per second, and this one's doing it, and that's very impressive to me. So I've owned a few Strother in the past, and I've been very impressed with them overall. And this one, this Wrath SHO, is equally as impressive as any Strother that I've shot before, and just a fantastic bow. I really like the limb pockets and the cams on this. Really efficient, really putting out a lot of energy, and overall just a fantastic bow that I really enjoy shooting, and it's going to make a heck of a hunting bow. This is going to be a deer killing, elk killing machine right here. So check this out. We'll put their website right down here in the description below for more product reviews, how-to videos.